Okay, so making your way to sitting on your mats, sitting in a comfortable way that suits you. Just make sure that you can tilt your pelvis forwards, lengthen through your spine, through the crown of your head, lifting up towards the ceiling. Roll your shoulder blades back towards each other so you can open your chest, more space for your lungs. And then finding some stillness, taking a moment to settle here. It's not yet taking control, not yet changing anything. Just starting to tune in. Becoming aware of how your breath is, how your breathing is. Breathing as you've been breathing all day. But now maybe for the first time noticing, observing. Bringing your focus, your awareness, putting your concentration into you. As you do, becoming aware of how you're feeling, what's going on in your mind, recognizing your current energy level. Wherever your mind may be, bring it here now. However you're feeling, do not wish it was otherwise. See how you feel and allow it to be. And with your energy levels, again, whatever they are, just recognizing as you move into that space of the observer, seeing these three things, aligning them, bringing them together. Whatever we find will be what we work with. So breathing deeper, breathing in through the nose, feel your belly expanding. Every exhale, squeezing the breath out of the lungs. Taking fuller, deeper inhales, longer and more complete exhales. With every inhale, your body expanding, growing. With every exhale, your body softens, relaxes. Let's go. Feel this constant movement of your body, flowing between the expansion, contraction. Every inhale moving into the exhale. Every exhale moving into the inhale. Constantly flowing. And then just bringing a pause between the inhale and the exhale. Between the exhale and the inhale, suspending the breath. Creating 4 parts to every breath. The inhaling, suspension of the inhale. The exhale, suspension of the exhale. And now counting your breathing, making each full pass of every breath as long as the other. So inhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, holding the exhale for a count of 4, counting at a speed, at a pace that's comfortable for you. Samavriti pranayama, equal ratio breathing. If, as you breathe, you are able to be aware of your heartbeat or your pulse, then using the beat of your heart as the measure to count by. If that's not available, then just counting your breathing in your mind. Make the breathing comfortable. No need to strain the breath or struggle. Just finding your flow. And again, each part of your breath as long as the other. Few more rounds. But now, no longer counting your breathing, just trying to maintain the breath in a similar fashion. So still keeping those 4 pass every breath, each as long as the other. But now just going by feeling, no longer counting. That pause either side of your breath is that moment to really explore the space inside of yourself, to drop in deeper, to observe the stillness in your body. So just set the intention for tonight's practice that whenever possible you find that pause in the breathing. And in that moment, you tune in as much as you can. So continue breathing in this way and opening your eyes. To begin with, just placing both feet on the floor. Have your feet wider than hip width apart, then just hands on your mats. We're going to windscreen wiper the legs. So just taking the legs side to side, have your inside leg landing onto your mats, onto the floor. If you find that the inside leg is landing on the other leg, just take the feet wider. And then just taking the legs side to side, getting both knees down, warming the hips up, the pelvis, feeling that rotation of the thigh bone in that ball and socket joint in the hips. And then coming to stillness. Placing both feet on your mat, hip width apart, heels pressing down. Placing your hands on the floor behind you, palms pressing down, your fingers pointing towards the top of your mats. Lock the elbows in, squeeze your shoulder blades as close as you can. Deep breath in. Deep exhale, squeeze the belly in, and then as we inhale, lifting to reverse table. So pressing down through the hands, pressing down through the heels, just looking down at your knees. Try and lift the hips as high as you can, so nice and strong, pressing down into your mats. Either keep looking forwards, otherwise hanging the head, looking for the wall behind. If you do this, then push through the chin to really open up through the whole front of your body, opening the front of the body, opening the throat, and then just looking crossing your eyes, looking to the center of your forehead. In your reverse table, keep the arms strong and keep squeezing your shoulder blades as close as you can, keeping your arms engaged and your chest high. And then everyone looking back at your knees. Deep breath in as we exhale, swing the bum through the arms, locking the knees in, elbows stay locked in. As we inhale, coming up. Exhaling, swinging through. Inhaling, coming up. A few more breaths. So moving slowly, keeping in control, not using any momentum. So staying strong, moving with your breath. So the deeper the breath, the slower the movement. The slower the movement, the more time to enjoy the journey. And the next time you come up, walking the hands forwards, coming to Malasana, deep yogi squat. So just taking the heels a little bit wider, pressing to the outside of the feet, taking the knees wide with your elbows on the inside of your knees, bringing the palms together and bring the palms towards your chest, pressing into your heels to have the legs active and lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the crown of your head, pulling your shoulder blades closer in towards each other. Find your breathing. And nice and slowly straightening your legs, placing your hands on the floor, and just turning the toes in towards each other slightly, coming into a forward fold, but with your legs wider than hip width apart. So spread your toes, press your toes down, pressing down through the heels, straightening your legs as much as you can. Tilting the pelvis forwards, hanging out the hips, soften your spine, softening your neck, allowing your head to hang. Allow gravity to lengthen you. Feel space opening between every vertebrae as you hang all of your body weight out of the hips. So no tension in the spine and the upper body, nowhere in the neck, just hanging. If you like, holding your elbows. And then straightening the right leg, bending the left knee, pressing in the outside of your right foot, holding that for a breath, and then swapping the leg. So bending the right knee, pressing down through the outside of your left foot, straightening the left leg. So remember, never locking the knees in when we are holding weight on the legs. Just straightening them as much as you can, but keeping a tiny bend in the knees. And then coming back to center, nice and slowly, stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, coming all the way up to standing, coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. So big toes together, small gap between the heels, straightening through the legs, lengthening through the spine, rolling shoulder blades back towards each other, palms facing the front. Sun salutation, deep belly breath in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, reaching up for the ceilings, deep belly breath. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the right foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding onto cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. As we exhale, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left foot between the hands. Inhaling, pressing down through the heels, reaching through the fingers. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. And again, breathing in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, long through the side bodies, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the left foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, palms in the air. Inhaling, sliding onto cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. As we exhale, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right foot between the hands. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling through the whole of your body. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. Last round, breathing in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, last time, reaching up the ceiling, deep belly breath. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Stepping or jumping back to a plank. Half press up, chaturanga. Come down low to your mat, elbows close into the body, holding here. So pressing down through the hands, squeeze the elbows in close, pressing back through the heels. Only the hands and the toes touching the floor. One more breath. And then as we inhale, coming through to upward facing dog. So pressing down on the tops of the feet to lift the knees, lift the hips. Pull your chest through the arms, pressing down through the palms. Drawing your shoulder blades back behind you as far as you can. So shutting off the space in the back of the rib cage to open the front of your rib cage. More space for your lungs, deeper breaths as you breathe into your back bend. Lengthening through the spine, your shoulders coming away from your ears, pressing a bit harder on the tops of your feet to lift the knees and hips a little higher. One more breath. As we exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left knee to the floor, top of the left foot on the mat. As we inhale, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. Sending the hips forwards, reaching the hands backwards. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, kicking back, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right knee to the floor, top of the right foot on the mat. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards. Kicking back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, downward facing dog. Settling here. So spreading your fingers wide, pressing down through your fingertips, pushing away through your palms, elbows locked in as you turn your armpits away from each other. Feel yourselves lengthening through the side of your body as your hips are higher up in the air. Your feet are hip distance apart as you press down through the heels, straightening your legs as much as you can. Find your breathing. Find that suspension of your breath. Really taking your body weight with the right shoulder, the right arm, pushing the floor away. Reach the left hand through to grab hold of your right heel, and then pulling yourself under the right armpit. So the right arm is holding the body weight, hips are high up in the air, pressing down through the heels, and then the left arm is pulling you under the armpit, looking off to the right side of the room. Use your breathing, deep breaths, and then making your way back to your downward facing dog. Same with the other side, reaching through the right hand, grabbing a hold of the left heel, pulling yourself underneath the left armpit. Legs are still strong, hips are still high, pressing away from the left shoulder, pulling yourself under the left armpit, looking off to the left side of the room. And making your way back to your downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, bring your left foot more central to your mat, press down through the left heel as you lift the right leg as high as you can, but not picking the right hip up. So keep the right hip dropped, keep it level with the left hip, so your hips are still square to the floor. Just pointing through the right toes, lifting that right leg as high up behind you as you can, as you bring your forehead closer to the left knee.
Bending the right knee, the heel comes close to the bum, and then opening the hip so the right foot comes over to the left side of the room. Stacking your right hip on top of the left hip, the right knee is the highest point of your body. Keep pressing down through the left heel. Can you see your right toes from underneath your left armpit? Strong breathing, open the body a little more. Nice and slowly bringing the right knee into the chest, and then right knee through the arms, shoulders coming over the wrists, stepping the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee to the floor, top of the left is on the mat. As we inhale, reaching off the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. So hips moving towards the right heel, body weight being held by the right leg. Keep reaching the arms up and behind you, otherwise the option of reverse namaste. So bringing the palms together behind the back between the shoulder blades as you draw your elbows backwards to open the chest as much as you can, more space for your lungs, deeper breaths. One more breath. And everyone, inhaling, both hands reaching off the ceiling. As you exhale, bringing the hands to the heart and pulling the hips back so the right knee is above or before the ankle. Deep breath in as we exhale, twisting on the spine. So looking over to the right side of the room. Bring your left elbow on top of your right thigh and the right elbow high up towards the ceiling. With the right hand, pressing into the left hand, pushing yourselves off the right leg, trying to lift up towards the ceiling, trying to bring the center of your chest to your thumbs. Just looking over the right shoulder, deep belly breaths. Really squeezing your belly in the exhale to really make the most of that twist on the stomach. Welcome to stay as you are, otherwise option 2, opening that left arm against the right lower leg, pulling the right knee back underneath you, and then using the right hand to reach up to the ceiling, opening the chest, opening the space for your lungs, looking to your right fingers. And for option 3, the left hand comes back between the legs, the right hand behind the back, holding the hands, squeezing the arms, twisting on the spine, looking to the back of the room. Pressing down through the right heel, keep that right leg strong. All about the breathing, suspension of the breath. And then everyone, inhaling, both hands reach up to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forwards, hands on the floor on the inside of your right leg. Getting ready for your lizard lunge. So dropping your shoulders as low as you can, and then walking your hands away from you. Keep the whole sole of your right foot connected to your mats. So coming down to your forearms, maybe your elbows land as well. Possibly, again, if the whole sole of your right foot stays on your mat, you can bring your forehead down onto the floor. But we just want to make sure the right leg is staying close to the body, the right heel is pressing down, and we don't want too sharp a bend in the right knee. If there's quite a sharp bend, bring the right foot further forwards. If that doesn't change the bend in the knee, just make sure your knee is going the same direction as your toes. And if your toes and your knee are going in different directions, then just turn your toes to face the same direction as your knee, keeping your knee happy and healthy. So one more breath wherever you are. And then nice and slowly coming up on the hands, planting through the left hand, so pushing away from the left shoulder, drop your hips as low as you can. And then the right hand pushes the right thigh away, pushing the right knee away to open the right hip as you come off the sole of the right foot onto the edge of your foot. So keep dropping low in the hips, again strong in the left arm, supporting and holding your body weight. The right hand is looking to push the right leg away until you can lock the right elbow in. So if there's a bend in your elbow, just keep working here on opening the right hip. If the elbow is locked in, then you can twist on the spine, looking over your right shoulder, back at your left toes. Option to go further, you release the right hand reaching behind you, bending the left knee, you grab a hold of the left foot, and then you try and pull the heel as close as you can to your bum. So keep dropping the hips low, use the strength of the right arm, And then keeping strong in the left arm, really pressing away through the whole of your left hand. One more breath wherever you are. And then both feet back on the floor, right hand back on your mats, keeping the right foot back, downward facing dog. So back in your downward facing dog, bring your right foot more central to your mats, pressing down through the right heel, lifting the left leg as high as you can. So again, hips are not lifting, keep your hips square to the floor, pointing through the left toes, lifting the left leg as high as you can. Keep pulling the forehead closer to the right knee, pressing down through the right heel, pushing away from the shoulders, and then bending the left knee, heel close to the bum, opening the hips. So left hip is stacked on top of the right hip, but left knee is high up in the air. Arms as strong as you push the floor away to bring your head closer to your right knee. Again, can you see your toes from under your right armpit? And then, for a few breaths, open up even bigger. Bringing the left knee into your chest, and the left knee through the arms. So shoulders coming over the wrists, stepping the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee to the floor, top of the right foot on the mat. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling. Exhaling, crescent moon lunge, deep in the hips. Hips moving forwards, hands moving backwards. Letting go in the hips and the thighs, sinking deeper. And option of reverse namaste, hands together behind the back, between the shoulder blades, finding your breath. With every inhale, find length and engagement through your body. With every exhale, try to sink deeper into the lunge, further towards your mat, towards the left heel with your hips. And everyone, inhaling, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart, pulling the hips back, left knee above before the ankle. As we exhale, twisting on the spine, looking over to the left side of the room, bringing the right elbow onto the left thigh, the left elbow is high up towards the ceiling, pressing the left hand into your right hand to push off the left leg, lifting away from the left thigh, up to the ceiling, twisting on the stomach. Again, staying as you are, otherwise option 2, right arm against the left lower leg, and the left hand reaches up to the ceiling, pulling that left knee back underneath you, opening through the chest, looking to the left fingers, deep belly breathing, breathing through the nose. Option 3, right hand back between the legs, left hand behind the back, holding the hands, creating the bind, squeezing your arms, twisting, looking behind. So wherever you are, be strong on your arms and strong in the left leg, pressing the toes, pressing the heel down. Hold your body weight. One more breath. Feel that pause in the breathing. Everyone, inhaling, both hands reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands on the floor on the inside of the left leg. So again, your lizard lunge. Dropping your shoulders low, walking your hands forwards, coming down to forearms, maybe elbows, and again, maybe forehead. Just going as low as you can. Grounding down through the left heel, keeping that left thigh tight into the body. Few more breaths, breathing deeper. Two more breaths. Deeper inhale, longer exhale. Squeeze the breath out of the lungs. And nice and slowly coming up on the hands. Supporting your body weight with the right arm from the right shoulder. Dropping the hips low and the left hand on the left thigh pushes the knee away. So low in the hips, open in the left hip, coming off the sole of your left foot onto the edge of your foot. Looking to lock the left elbow in, nice and strong from the right arm. Staying as you are, otherwise left hand reaches behind, grabbing a hold of the right foot as you pull the heel to the bum. Strong breathing wherever you're at. Remember, the breath is a bridge between your mind and your body. Feel how every breath, the inhale brings you deeper into yourself, and the exhale allows you to let go of that tension you hold in your body. Releasing the right foot, right toes back on the floor, left hand back on your mats, kicking the left foot back, downward facing dog. Option to rest, option to freestyle, otherwise vinyasa. Inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So back in your downward facing dog, walk your hands back down to your feet. So strong in the arms, coming into a slightly wide leg forward fold. And then as you hang out your hips, soften your spine, taking a moment to settle back into your breathing. Bring your feet closer together, so your big toes are touching, but a small gap between the heels. Spread all of your toes and grip onto your mats. With your left hand coming up on fingertips, or if it helps you balance, left palm on the floor. But what we're doing, we're bringing the right peace fingers around the right big toe. Spread your left toes, press down and balance on the left foot as you lift the right knee in line with the right shoulder. From here, we're looking to straighten the right leg out in line with the right hip to the right side of the room. If you lose your balance, give it another go. And then bringing your right foot back down onto your mats. Swapping the hands over, so on the right fingertips or on the right palm, left peace fingers around the left big toe. So pick the leg up, so the knees on the outside of your left shoulder, and then just straighten the left leg out in line with the left hip to the left side of the room. After a couple of breaths, bring your left foot back down to the floor. Stepping the feet wider than hip width apart, walking your hands forwards, coming back to your downward facing dog. So once again, bring your left foot more central to your mats, pressing down through the heel, lift the right leg as high as you can. Bending the right knee, slowly bringing the right knee into the chest, through the arms, coming with your shoulders over your wrists, and stepping the right foot between the hands. Keeping the left knee high, so pressing down through the right heel, pushing back through the left heel. You want both legs strong to come up into a high lunge. So inhaling, coming up, pressing through the right heel, bringing the hands to the heart, shoulders above your hips. So in our high lunge, we want to be low enough in the hips that our right thigh is coming parallel to the floor. If this becomes a little bit too strong for you, you can always straighten the right leg just to take all that weight out of the thigh. The left leg is working as much as the right leg, so keep it strong, pushing back through the heel. There's almost no bend in the left knee. And help with stability, squaring your hips to the front of the mat, so pull the right hip back, left hip forwards. Deep breath in. As we exhale, twisting to the right side of the room, and then placing the left elbow on top of the right thigh. The right elbow is high up towards the ceiling, and again, we're pushing ourselves off of that thigh to lift up as high as we can to bring the centre of our chest to our thumbs. Staying as you are, otherwise, option 2, opening that left arm against the right lower leg, and the right hand reaches up for the ceiling. So use that left arm to pull the right knee back underneath you, opening through the chest, opening through the arms. And then the option of the bind, left hand back between the legs, right hand behind the back, holding the hands, squeezing the arms, strong in the legs, breathing here. So 2 more breaths wherever you are. Remember that suspension, that pause in the breathing, really feeling into your body. And as we inhale, facing forwards, both hands reach up to the ceiling. As we exhale, folding forwards, kicking the right foot back, downward facing dog. So back in your downward facing dog, right foot more central to your mat, pressing down through the heel, lifting the left leg as high as we can. Pointing through the left toes, lengthening the left leg, and then bending the left knee, bringing the knee into your chest, rolling forwards, coming over your wrists, and then stepping the left foot between the hands. So keeping the right knee high. Again, get your feet set, get them strong. And then as we inhale, coming up into a high lunge, finding a balance. So we want to make sure in our high lunges, the left knee is above or before the ankle. If the knee is tracking over the ankle, just bring the left foot further forwards. We want the muscles in your left leg to be doing the work, not the knee joint. Shoulders above the hips, center of balance, so both of the legs are working. As we exhale, twisting on the spine, looking over to the left side of the room, and then bringing the right elbow on top of the left thigh. Left elbow high up towards the ceiling. Again, lifting away from the left thigh, center of your chest, coming to your thumbs. Staying as you are, otherwise option 2, right arm against the left lower leg, and the left hand reaching up for the ceiling. And option 3, going for the bind, right hand between the legs, left hand behind the back, squeezing the arms, strong in the legs, twisting on the spine, looking behind. Two more breaths. And then slowly inhaling, facing the front, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards. Hands either side of the left foot, kicking the left foot back, downward facing dog. Hop, step or jump to Malasana, deep yogi squats. So heels are down, pressing to the outside of the feet, taking the knees wide as you bring your elbows on the insides of the knees and the palms coming together. Lengthening through the spine, drawing your shoulder blades behind you. So you have the option to stay as you are, otherwise going for the bind. Wrapping the right arm around the right leg. So the inside crease of your elbows against the shin. The left hand comes behind the back, holding the hands, squeezing the arms. Make sure the left knee doesn't pull in towards you. So pressing to the outside of the left foot, keeping the left hip open, twisting on the spine, looking over your left shoulder as you squeeze your arms even tighter with a bit of pressure in the heels. Just keep the legs strong. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, going the other way. So again, wrapping the left arm around the left leg, right hand behind the back, opening the hips, twisting on the spine, Looking over the right shoulder, squeezing out on the arms, pressing down through the heels, deep belly breathing. Find that pause in your breath. One more breath. And then coming back to center. And with your hands on your mat, just coming down onto your shins. And then with your tops of your feet on your mats, bring your bum in between your feet. So, easiest way into this, coming into hero's pose. If you sit on your feet, shins on the floor, just take the feet slightly away from each other. So now your bum can fit between the feet, but your heels still want to be touching the bum. If you take your feet too far away from you, your knee and toes are going at different angles, which is unhealthy for them in the long run. So keep the heels tight to the body. It doesn't matter if your bum isn't landing on your mats, that's fine. Now, if there's any complaints in your calf muscles, if you just come up on your knees and push the muscle down towards the back of your mats. So you're pulling it down towards your heels, and this will just create more space for your thighs to sit in between your legs. And then for hero's pose, hands on the knees, tilt the pelvis forwards, lengthening through the spine, breathing here. So you have the option to continue working here. Otherwise, we're bringing the right hand to the right foot and the left hand to the outside of the right leg. We're dropping to the right elbow, pushing from the right shoulder down the elbow, pressing down through the knees so our bum's lifting slightly as we can twist on the spine and looking behind us as far as we can. And then really focus here on opening through the side of your neck. So trying to push your left ear to the back of the room. Might take a little bit of just moving around to find that sweet spot, and then when you find it, strong through the right arm, down through the knees, lengthening and opening through the front of your body as you twist from your spine. One more breath. And then making your way back to center, and then going the other way. So left hand to the left foot, right hand outside of the left leg, coming down to the elbow, again supporting your body weight, pressing the knees down, twisting on the spine, looking behind, taking your right ear to the back of the room, opening through the side of your neck, breathing into whatever you're feeling, inhale, connecting, exhale, letting go. Two more breaths. Breathing is under your control. And making your way back to center, coming back to hero's pose. Again, continue working here, otherwise both hands on both feet, coming down onto both of your elbows. The elbows are pressing down, the knees are pressing down, so your bum is lifting slightly to protect your lower back. Either staying here, otherwise hanging the head, looking for the wall behind. So you're opening through the front of the body, pushing through the chin, opening the throat, breathing here. And then with your eyes, just crossing your eyes, looking to your forehead, trying to look between your eyebrows. Welcome to stay as you are. Otherwise, walking your hands down your shins, coming down onto the back of your head, back of your shoulders. And if you land here, bring your arms overhead, holding your elbows, and then pressing your arms, back of your head, shoulders and your knees, pressing them all down to your mats as strong as you can. So wherever you are, settle into your breathing. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. And then wherever you are, making your way back up, coming into your starting position of hero's pose. And then just bring your legs out from underneath you, coming to sitting, arms on your abs, stretching your legs out in front of you, push through the heels, lock your knees in,
pull the meat of your buns so your sitting bones are facing backwards. Have your toes drawing back towards you. And then inhaling, up, out the hips, up to the ceiling. As you exhale, fold from the hips, so not leaning forward through the spine, just pivoting from the pelvis, grabbing a hold of your toes, your ankles, your shins, so grabbing a hold wherever you can. And then using the strength of your arms, pull yourself from the hips, keeping the spine long. So keep pulling your shoulder blades back behind you, and you're trying to lead with your chin and your chest forwards to the front of the room. So with your seated forward fold, feel that pulling out of your hips, that rotation of your pelvis at the tops of your thigh bones, using every breath to explore your body in this pose. So nice and strong with your abdominals, squeezing all your internal organs with every exhale, giving them a good massage. Just keep using the strength of your arms, pulling yourselves down your legs. 2 more breaths. Remember that pause, that suspension of your breathing is that moment to really tune in. No thoughts need thinking about, just be in your body. And releasing, easing off. Bring the soles of your feet together. Wiggle your heels and hips as close as you can bring them. And then thumb between the big toe and the toe next to it, grabbing a hold of the end of your toes, the ends of your feet, keeping your heels close to your hips, just rolling onto your backs, onto your mats. So spine on the floor. Try and press your tailbone back down to the floor, shoulder blades pressing down to your mats, and then using the strength of your arms, pulling your heels tighter into your hips. Try and keep the knees wide, so feel the opening in the hips. A few more breaths here, maybe rock side to side, just give your lower back a little massage, massaging your lower back and the outsides of your lower back. And then to finish, happy baby pose. Show the soles of your feet to the ceiling, heels above the knees. Keep your tailbone pressing down onto your mat, so you're keeping your spine long. You're then just using the strength of your arms to pull on your feet, trying to bring your knees closer to your mats. Closing your eyes, breathing into your body, through your body. Breathing in deep enough that you feel an expansion in your pelvic floor muscles. And as you exhale, try to squeeze them inside. So working with your deeper core muscles, connecting them to the breathing. Keep using the strength of your arms with every exhale as you let go of that tension in your thighs or lower back, wherever you're feeling this pose. As you let go through the exhale, your knees are coming closer and closer to your mats. 3 more breaths. And then making your way to Shavasana. Final relaxation. So stretching along your mats, feet on the corner of your mats, flop to either side, palms facing the ceiling, hands away from the body. Tucking the shoulder blades in closer, lengthening through the back of the neck, so tucking the chin in slightly. And then finding stillness once more. Let go of control of your breath. Allow your breathing to return to normal, your natural breaths. And then just finishing our class, our practice as we started. tuning in with where your mind is, tuning in with how your body feels, and becoming aware of your current energy levels. Observe all of it together. Be in that space of total awareness, that part of you that is behind everything. That place from which you can hear your thoughts, where you can observe your feelings, where you can be aware of your energy. Finding stillness in your body, finding the quiet behind your minds. No need to move, no need to fidget. Allow your body stillness. Allow your body this chance to rest. With every exhale, practice letting go. Whatever you may be holding on to, tension in your body or thoughts in your mind, release them. Blow them away through every exhale. Life is a continuous game of holding on and letting go. It's very easy to forget to let go, to cling on to the things in our lives, to hold on to thoughts that may not benefit us or others, to store tension in our bodies that serves no purpose but to keep us ready and reactive for danger. But right now, in this space, there is no threat, there is no danger. So allow yourself this moment to surrender. As always, with your Shavasana, you are more than welcome to stay here for as long as you feel. You can never be in Shavasana for too long. But if you're ready to come out, breathing deeply, starting to wiggle fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles, and then moving in any way that feels good for you. And when you're ready, make your way to sitting on your mats to bring our practice to a close. So for those of you tuning in, joining me with my practice, thank you very much for sharing this with me. For those of you who have been supporting me, I am very grateful. So thank you all so much. Stay safe. See you soon. Namaste.